I'm joined today by Rowan Waller, who's here to talk about imposter syndrome in a state agency. Rowan, you suffer from imposter syndrome. Many estate agents suffer from imposter syndrome. Is it a big issue? Talk to me.
I think it is a big issue. Well, I don't know. It's an issue that we have to constantly battle with and push through. And I don't know if there's an easy way of doing it apart from just, I don't know, putting your pants on and doing it. But it's something that is hard to place your finger on why. And part of it is comparing yourself to other people. Part of it is, and that is easy with social media, because you just, you see all these fantastic listings that your mates are putting on, and you think, oh, why aren't I doing that? Part of it is, I think, coming from the background that I had, which was coming out of successful corporate estate agency. Am I going to fall on my face? And I'm still not sitting at this top table with these guys who I envisaged that I was going to be sitting at one day. And you've got to, I don't know, remind yourself that they're on a journey as well. They went on that journey, and perhaps actually that firm went on a journey 100 years before you were even open. So of course you're not going to be in the same place. But
is that similar to when you're a neg and you want to be senior neg, and then when you're senior neg you want to be a lister and branch manager? And I
don't think it is. I don't know why. I think it's because you're accountable to somebody else in that position. And when
so did you suffer from imposter syndrome when you were on the...
No.
Or were you just a machine?
No, I was a bit of a machine, but I had someone telling me what numbers to hit, and I was hitting them and then breaking through them. When you're on your own, you've got to set your own numbers. You're accountable to yourself.
You still listen to a prat, just happens to be yourself.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
So how have you dealt with it? I know you haven't got over it.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I might have got over it. I think you have to, the way of getting over it is to stop worrying where you are. And you've got to become content with...
When you say where you are, surely that's comparing yourself against others.
It's comparing yourself to yourself. So when you have to become at some point happy with what you've got. And then it becomes something different. If you're not happy, this isn't about getting to where somebody else is. This is about getting yourself to a position wherever, what your income's what you want it to be, or your house is what you want it to be, or whatever it might be. And if you're not there, this is a battle with yourself rather than comparing yourself to other people. You're comparing yourself to what you want to be.
But most agents actually compare themselves with their competitors.
Yeah.
And are you saying happiness is when you stop comparing yourself against others and comparing yourself against yesterday you?
Yesterday you, or your ideal you. But it's about you rather than about them. So this is about taking... So ego... I mean, I know ego is you can have ego comparing yourself to yourself, but ego is about wanting to be better than somebody else, or at least comparing yourself and
thinking you're better,
thinking you're better, or wishing you were better. This is an egotistical response.
Yes. And
wanting to get better for yourself is a self-development response. So not being happy where you are, but understanding that this is how I get there. You're competing with yourself at this point. This is like the runner. You can run a marathon in 3 hours, but you might want to do it in 2 hours and 50 minutes. You're still not going to win that marathon. There's someone who's beating you, but you're beating yourself. And this
takes a certain amount of maturity, because most people do compare themselves with other people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've become more mature. This is, I think, where I've got to. So it's something that I have not got over until fairly recently, and I'm maybe not sure I'm tightly over it, but I do understand now.
What would your message be to someone in their 20s or 30s that don't have that maturity, who want to get over this imposter syndrome, or at least take it under control? Compare yourself against yourself and not other people.
I think you've got to set in mind what you want to achieve, what the reasons are for it. Are these egotistical reasons, or are they self-development reasons? And it's about, I think it has to be about self-development and what you want to achieve for yourself, rather than how you want to be perceived by your peers or whatever it might be. And once you can win that battle, then you can get over imposter syndrome.
Thank you for your time today.